Welcome to the Real Freedom Podcast, solo edition with your host, Ryan Weimer. It's been a while since I did one of these solo editions. Today, we're going to dive right into the top 5 ways to raise private capital and the lessons that I've learned and frustrations I've gone through as a business owner through this process. So if you haven't already, please make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. That helps us get out to more people, as well as leave a 5-star review if you're listening to this in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. That is much appreciated. It helps us get out to more people so more people can consume this and grow their businesses and make more money. All right, let's get right into it. Here's a quote that really struck me when I first got into private money raising for the first time. He who has the gold makes the rules. This is a great way of saying if you have money, if you have liquidity, you have leverage, whether it's offering cash on a house, whether it's getting any kind of cash discount from any product you buy, or it's just giving you a plethora of options because you have money in your bank account so you are able to capitalize as opportunities come across your plate. Liquidity means power. Okay, cash is king, sure, but he who has the gold makes the rules. I remember when I first started in wholesaling and finding deals, and we started to have quite a bit of success, going from a deal a month to multiple deals per month to then 5 to 6 contracts a month. And right around that point, especially in a crazy appreciating COVID market, it made way more sense to take a lot of these down and fund these and actually close rather than wholesale them. So we were in a position where I was scrambling between lenders, and then some lenders said they could only lend out a certain amount of money or a certain amount of deals. And then others were way more expensive, and they had appraisals and they had, these underwriting fees and all this garbage. Everybody is talking about private money. And I remember just hearing podcasts and YouTube, and I had just joined Collective Genius Mastermind at the time. And I remember hearing people saying, yeah, I got people that approach me that want to deploy funds all the time. I got tons of private money, so much that I can't spend it all. And I remember thinking, what am I doing wrong here? Why can I not replicate these results? At the time, I was paying like 3 points and 12% for every property that we wanted to either wholesale or renovate and flip. So that cost alone really adds up. And the reason we use this lender is they could close within 5 days. They didn't have appraisals and they only required 5% down. So of course, if you get all those benefits, it's going to come at a cost. There are a variety of hard money lenders, of commercial lenders out there, portfolio lenders that'll offer anything from like a point to 3 points and anywhere from, let's call it 9% to 12% right now in this market. So first of all, what is a point? I remember hearing this jargon and be like, what in the heck is that? So a point is just 1% of the loan amount. So let's say if you get a loan for $380,000, 1 point is going to be $3,800. That's 1% of the total loan amount. So 3 points on $380,000 would cost you $11,400. That's a lot for every property. That's automatic, right? 3 points. The other reason why I had to use such an expensive hard money lender is I didn't have a ton of, quote, experience in the eyes of some lenders, which was ironic because we were doing so many deals, 5 to 6 a month that we were taking down. That wasn't even the ones that we were wholesaling. The other piece of that is lenders want to see a number of years, longevity in the business. They've seen so many bust and boom cycles. It makes sense that they want to see that you're seasoned a bit. And when you're not seasoned, you have to pay more money in these costs. There's no avoiding it. So my choice was not do deals or wholesale them or pay a hard money lender to take these down, which I did because it made sense to flip in that time, in that macro environment. Are we flipping as much now? No, because it doesn't make sense. It's not, the market in Idaho is not appreciating as much. So we're doing a lot more wholesaling, a lot more creative strategies, a lot more innovations. But that's besides the point. Let's talk about what private money gets you. Well, for starters, much like a cash offer gets a seller speed and convenience and certainty, private money works the same way. It gets you as the buyer speed and convenience, and it can also save you a lot of money. That's the ironic part is not only is it faster, there's no appraisals, there's no hoops to jump through. You don't have to send them a bunch of documents, fill out a bunch of applications. It's a huge time suck and pain in the ass to do that depending on which lender it is. But it also saves you a lot of money because there's no underwriting fees, there's no points typically with private money, and there's none of these appraisals or third-party costs that come with a hard money lender. So let's take a look at how much private money can actually save you versus hard money. If we're buying a property at, say, $400,000 with hard money at 12% interest, 3 points, taking about 6 months in duration. Maybe it takes you 3 to 4 months to remodel the property and another 60 to 90 days to sell that. So this particular hard money lender that I was using most often only required me 5% down because our deals were great. With a $380,000 loan amount times 3 points, right? A point is 1% of the total loan amount, and an estimated $22,800 in interest, 12% interest over 6 months. That total cost of 3 points and 12% for this loan will cost me $34,200 just in money costs, not including loan fees, underwriting fees, any appraisals that they would require. Okay. I believe this particular lender had like $1,000 underwriting fee on top of that. You're looking at $36,000 in money costs alone on this deal. If you're in a higher price market and you're doing flips, it could be double this, right? You could be paying $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 just in interest, points, fees alone on deals like this, which is astronomical just on one deal. And you're not leaving yourself a ton of room to maximize that profit if anything goes wrong in the rehab, which they always do, if anything runs long, which they always will. So let's contrast that same example with private money that we typically get at 8 to 11% fixed with no points. If we just take the high end range of that at 11% in 6 months, that's $20,900. We're saving $15,000. We paid 36 with hard money. Now we're paying 21. We have no points. We have no, loan fees, underwriting fees, no appraisals. There's no applications to fill out. So you're spending way less time messing with this. And you can fund very fast. It can fund with the same amount of speed. So you're talking about a $15,000 savings by using private money. Plus, you get to pay friends and family members, associates, partners, interest instead of banks. That's the best part about taking private money and giving back is you get to contribute to somebody else's well-being, somebody else's net worth, somebody else's goals. You get to help somebody else get to financial freedom instead of these big banks and institutions. And if you can convey that message to private individuals, they'll get it. Trust me, they'll get it. So if you're saving $15,000 plus time, effort, and energy per deal in this price point, again, if you're in a higher price point, this is going to be even more than that per deal. This is just one deal. Imagine how much more money you can make, how many more lives you can impact just by getting out of your comfort zone a little bit. Now, if you can get 6% money, 8% money, even better. So before we get into the top 5 ways to raise private money, let's first make a distinction of the difference between private capital, which is what we raise at a fixed interest rate, versus a partnership or an equity split and a syndication. So this is not a syndication. It's not a fund. We're not at that level yet, nor do I really want to be with all the legalities that come with that and the amount of deal sizes that you have to do. And we're just not built for that yet. Okay. It's a lot easier and more cost effective for us to do this by the deal.
At Offer Now Idaho, we're looking to hire A players to run our organization and help us grow our business.
Absolutely. And it's not going to be easy, but what in life is? You can choose your hard, you can choose to be poor, you can choose to be rich. They're both hard. Would you rather work for a company that has your best interests in mind and wants to push you to be the best version of yourself, where you actually can give back to the community and have a tangible impact in people's lives? Our motto is providing freedom to our team members, our community, and ourselves through real estate.
The whole reason Offer Now Idaho was created, I was a mechanical engineer, and I was just a cog in the wheel. At the end of the day, I was just a number. I got laid off once. I got passed up for a promotion multiple times, even though I was already doing half of the role plus my own. I wanted to be able to control my own destiny and impact others around me without having the handcuffs of a corporation and deal with corporate politics. Getting passed up for that promotion, already doing the work, I remember just feeling, am I really going to do this for the next 30 years of my life? I need to start taking control now. I need to go start something. I need to go build something that will attract other like-minded people that are seeking that. The ability to work remote, right? That want to be able to have an unlimited ceiling on what they can earn. And the results that they get have a direct impact on what they get compensated. You can't get that in a corporate job. Right now, we have a $3,000 referral program. If you know somebody that's looking for a new role, we will pay you $3,000 once that person is hired by us and they hit their 90-day mark. So if you know of anybody that's looking for a new job or looking to change their life, shoot me a DM at @RealRyanWeimer on Instagram.
Let's get it.
It's also not a partnership or an equity split, meaning you're not sharing profits at the end of the deal. You're not doing a, hey, I'll pay for the rehab and then you'll fund the deal and then we'll split profits at the end kind of thing. Or this is a common one, I'll fund the deal, you do the work, and then we'll split profits on the end. Guys, avoid that at all costs if you can. I understand if you want to do your first deal or two that way, but that never works out. Somebody always falls short. A contractor always takes advantage. Stay away from this partnership equity model. It gets messy in a hurry. And if the people that you're talking to when we go over these top 5 ways are asking for a partnership or equity in addition to interest, or they'd rather have partnership or equity, they're just not the right avatar of the person that you want to go after. And I'll explain what I mean by that. So again, the money that we raise is at a fixed interest rate. Very important, secured by real estate, okay? What about the avatar of a person that will lend you private money at 8 to 11% or 8 to 12% fixed interest rate? It is not going to be another real estate investor or somebody that's doing deals on their own. So if you're asking those kind of people and they're asking for some kind of equity splitter or partnership, just run away from that. It's far easier, far better to go after people that have 50K, 100K or more just sitting in a savings account earning diddly squat for interest. Tons and tons of people have tens of thousands of dollars sitting in a savings account that isn't earning anything. And you are providing them an opportunity to earn that 8 to 11% fixed secured by real estate. Being backed by real estate is a safer place for their money because they actually have collateral, not like the Silicon Bank meltdown where your money can just disappear overnight and it's not federally backed over a certain amount. Having money secured by a physical asset is a far safer way to grow your wealth. So if you're listening to this and you've never raised private money before, or you're stuck at that friction point of, I know private money will help me level up my business and level up both our finances and our ability to take on more deals and take advantage of more opportunities, you will fall into one of these 2 buckets. So the first bucket here is the I don't want to ask people for money bucket. This hesitation of, I feel like I'm needy. I feel like I'm asking somebody for money. I'm not confident in asking people for that. I don't want to muddy the waters, right? This is just an emotional thing that you're going to have to get over if you really are committed to growing your business. You are not asking people for money. You are providing them an opportunity to grow their wealth. And that simple mindset shift is going to help you when you start leveling up your capital raising. So if you are, quote, afraid to ask people for money, you're being a little nervous Nelly, remember it's costing you $15,000 per deal plus your time at a minimum. It also probably means you're not confident in the value that you're bringing or value that you're offering. Okay. So that's bucket number 1. Bucket number 2 is you've checked those boxes. You're confident in what you're offering. And now it's about time and dedicated outreach, just like you would work any other lead source, right? Leads for hiring, leads for sellers that you're meeting with to get them under contract. It all works the same. What gets time gets done. What gets focused gets done. So if you don't have a lot of private money or you don't have access to this, it's not just going to magically happen. You have to have a system and attack this in an organized manner that I'm going to show you here. Number 1 way to find private capital is to get great deals. I know this sounds stupid. I know this sounds simple. It's not just good deals. It's great deals. Do not use private money if you can't get great deals. Again, not good deals, great deals. If you're just getting started and you haven't mastered the art of finding great deals, do not go any further. You need to develop this skill, which is going to take multiple years. It's going to be really hard. It's going to test your grit. You're going to feel like you're failing on a daily basis. That's all normal. It's all a normal part of growth. But you cannot be asking for private money if you don't have the responsibility for it. You don't have the opportunities that actually add value to your lender. If you don't have enough value to offer, then you shouldn't be using private money. Let's say you have a steady stream of deal flow or opportunities in whatever your niche is, and you truly are ready for private capital. I'll tell you a quick story. The minute that I realized I was ready for private capital was we went out to dinner with our hard money lender in Boise, the one that we were paying 3 points and 12% for every single deal. And he asked me, how are you guys getting these good of deals? I've never seen anybody's deals come close to yours in terms of how discounted they are. How do you guys get such discounted properties under contract? If your lender is asking you that, that's a very strong indication that you're on the right track and you're ready, because lenders are exposed to way more deals other than your own, right? They get applications all the time, every day, every week. But again, it took us years of developing the skills, the lead gen, and everything to get to that point where we had a steady stream of opportunities. That's not easy to do. It requires getting outside of your comfort zone daily and likely having a team around you to be able to produce that volume. Number 2, family and friends. But Ryan, I don't want to mix business and family. Okay, then it's going to come at a massive cost for you. The only reason you wouldn't want to do business with friends and family is, number 1, you're not confident in the value that you're offering, and there's a chance that something bad could happen or fall through and you're not confident in your abilities. Or number 2, you care about what they think. And quite honestly, if you care what other people think, you're just not going to be successful as an entrepreneur. So I'm not even going to go there. When you're raising capital from the avatar of somebody that maybe doesn't have any real estate experience, which is exactly what we want to go after, they're investing in you. They're placing their trust in you. They're not as savvy to know about the numbers of the deal or know, is this the right ARV? Are you going to be able to make enough margin here? They're putting their trust in you. And so that comes with a great level of responsibility. If you're the kind of person that goes in hoping and praying that the numbers work and make sense, again, you just haven't had enough experience yet. And these are going to be the easiest people that already have that built-in trust in who you are as a person, your morals, your ethics, and going to them with an opportunity to build their own wealth. You're not asking them for money, providing them an opportunity to earn a guaranteed secured return backed by real estate. I guarantee you can raise $1 million within 6 months if you're intentional about it and you stay focused. Number 3, your phone contacts and your email contacts. Now, because these people are in your outer circle and not your inner circle, they're going to require more touch points, obviously. They maybe don't know you as well. Maybe they haven't talked to you in a couple years. So if you need money within a couple months or a couple weeks, this is not going to be the category of people that are likely to fund a deal like that. This is all about planting the seed early and getting the rewards and dividends later. For some of you, this is going to sound uncomfortable. When I really started gaining traction in private money raising, I would literally go through my phone contacts and I would send them this exact message. Hey, Jim, I was wondering if you knew of anyone that had money lying around in a savings account earning 0 interest that would like to earn a guaranteed secured return? ? We've been getting more properties under contract and prefer to pay people we know instead of banks. That's it. That's the text. And this is why it's a game changer. You are not asking Jim for money. You're asking Jim if he knows of anybody that would be interested in it. And as the person receiving the text, that's much less threatening and shows that you're actually providing a solution, an opportunity, trying to make people more money. That's the email and that's the text that I would send to every single person in my phone book. As uncomfortable as this sounds, you won't even make it halfway through your phone book if you do this on a consistent basis. You'll have unlimited private capital. Number 4, content, social media. Gone are the days where, hey, check out this pamphlet or this brochure of my past deals. No, it's check out my YouTube page, check out my Instagram, and people can see and follow you at their leisure. They can see what kind of person you are, what kind of deals you're doing. They can develop that trust and following in you without being face to face. This is about building a brand and a reputation of authenticity that people can log in and trust. And so if people are asking you for credibility information or whatever, you can just send them your accounts instead. This is a far greater reach, infinite scalability, infinite impact. If you think about making a post and only 100 people view it, well, that's like being in a room and talking to 100 people. So would you go into a room full of 100 people with what your value proposition is? Hell yeah, every time. And I'm by no means a content expert. You can check out my Instagram at Real Ryan Weimer. You can check us out on YouTube at Ryan Weimer. Consistency here builds a brand and gets results. So I've had a personal KPI for myself of posting at least once a day for over 1.5 years now. And that has significantly boosted my credibility as an investor. People know that we have value to offer. People know that we're always getting deals. And so now people reach out to us, and that's created another lead source, another channel for us to be able to get private lenders. And number 5, webinars and events. There is nothing that gives you inherent credibility like presenting on a webinar or presenting at an event, no matter how big or small. When you are the figure of authority, that buys inherent trust from people. So whether it's a local RIA, a meetup, a virtual Zoom call with 5 people on it, it doesn't matter what it is. Just get your name out there, be consistent at it, and present on whatever you know in your scope, whatever your value offering is, and how you can help other people. Being a go-giver will attract other go-givers and their networks. And these are all people with an abundance mindset that you want to work with. What does it look like for us now? Well, we send out an email monthly with all of our investing opportunities of our pipeline of deals we're about to fund, and we go from there. Now we get referrals that reach out to us each and every month of people that we can work with in the future. And our bottleneck is no longer private capital. It's definitely in deal flow, because we're also not flipping as much. We're also not wholesaling as much this time of year. And with rates this high, we are wholesaling a lot more. New challenges, new bottlenecks. That's what business is all about, baby. And as a final closing point, because I know there's going to be people out there that say 8 to 11%, that's way too low of a return. Nobody's going to want that. Well, if you need to offer 12%, 13%, 14%, 15%, no points, it's still way cheaper than using a hard money lender. It's still way easier, saves you a bunch of time. And again, you get to provide and pay somebody you know interest instead of the big banks. And that is a huge win. So for your first few deals, maybe your first 10 deals, you might need to pay a little bit more than 8 to 11%. That's totally fine. But this is just playing the long game. And there's a leveling up process to this. So this isn't going to happen overnight. You need to have that long-term view when raising private capital, because it is relationship based. It is trust based. And that just takes time. So I hope you got value today. I hope you got actionable tips. If you have any questions about our private money process and you're watching this on YouTube, please comment below with your questions. We will catch you on the next one. Peace.